We ready? Do we count down or we just go? Oh, I need that. Thank you, John.
I wanted to notice them and I said, well, when did we,
Yeah, y'all do that, my family.
did I put, oh, you don't have one of these? One
Okay, this close enough?
Testing.
That's what I said. I feel like I'm on a puppet head.
Now, do we turn these off when we're not speaking or just move more? Okay. All right, we ready?
I'm on the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first meeting of 2025 for the South Fulton Development Authority. We would like to call the meeting to order at 6:05. I am Mercedes Miller. I am the board chair at large, and we will begin by doing a roll call.
James Reese, District 4.
September Cooper, District 7.
Kimberly Mays, District 3.
Nathan Lewis, treasurer.
Dana Tucker Davis, District 2. Secretary.
Stacy Williams, District 5.
Phyllis Mentor, District 6.
John DeLego, Vice Chair, District 1.
Artie Jones, Executive Director of the South Fulton Development Authority.
Okay, thank you all very much. If everyone got an opportunity to review the agenda, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda for this evening?
No, we can put it on the Activities Council update. I don't think we need to.
I'm listening.
My question is gonna come on the approval of minutes.
Okay. So could I get a motion to approve the agenda as is?
Motion to approve the agenda as is.
I second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to the minutes from Tuesday, December 3rd. Are there any additions or deletions or changes to the minutes?
No, so I have a question. So, can we vote on them if they weren't published? Because I didn't see the publication from the city of the minutes going out. Normally, they come to both my work email. Corey Adams sends them. I didn't get them, so I don't know if they were published or not. If they weren't, my question is, can we still approve them if they were not published to the public?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Are there any changes or additions or deletions to the minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the December meeting as written.
Thank you very much. It's been motion. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes were approved. We are moving on to citizens' comment. We will allow the citizens to introduce themselves, and you have 2 minutes if you would like to say anything. Want to introduce yourself? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. We are moving on to presentations from the Economic Development Department.
All right, thank you. Well, welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year. It's great to be back. That long break, it really gave me the opportunity to think about life in general. And that I'd like to not have to continue to work. But I have 2 kids in college at the same time, so won't be retiring anytime soon. But welcome back. What I have to report on is we had a holiday appreciation luncheon, which most of you guys were able to attend. Thank you guys for being in attendance. It was well attended, and I think that everyone enjoyed themselves that had the opportunity to attend. As for The boards of the Old National District, the South Fulton Development Authority, Core Alliance, and the South Fulton Downtown Development Authority were in attendance, as well as we did invite some individuals that helped out with the Impact Awards program. Under the category of community engagement, the Sizemore Group, we had design meeting number 3 is coming up. We had our third community meeting back in the month of November, and the draft redevelopment plan should be available sometime at the middle of this month. Staff will be reading through that along with city management, and then after that, we will have a community meeting where that draft plan will be provided to the general public for feedback. And then afterwards, sometime probably within the month of February or early March, we will take that before the city council for a formal presentation. The Economic Development Department had the opportunity of attending the 10th annual State of the Aerotropolis event. It happened on December 13th. I see several additional faces that were at that event with other organizations, but it was well attended. It happened over at, where did it happen? Oh, the Porsche Hotel. What is it called? What is it called? Well, it's the Porsche. It's the hotel beside Porsche. But it was well attended. That was the first time that they had it outside the Hapeville Theater. But I think it's a lot more conducive of the group because the group continues to grow each year. The event highlighted, of course, the Aerotropolis and the goals of the cities that surround the airport. As far as special events, we had the second annual Impact Awards program on December 5th. It was at the Crestwood Conference and Event Center. We made 7 awards to businesses and organizations during that event, and there was about 130 people in attendance. I think it was very well put together. A lot of people put in a lot of hard work. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you all for participating. I appreciate that you guys came out and supported the event, and we're looking forward to having a great event on next year. As far as grants and incentives, we had another ARPA grant, which you guys are aware. You guys were awarded approximately $171,000. Originally, it was at $70,000, but the city was able to provide us with additional funding to award approximately 21 businesses with $171,000. Within your packets of information, if you look at the back of your folders, there is an Excel spreadsheet. It identifies the award recipients. This information has not been provided to the general public as of yet because it has not gone to the city council, but I wanted you guys to be familiar with it. You guys are familiar with the 7 initial grant awards, but then there was, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 11 or 12 more that were awarded grants. Also, a mixed-use development was actually approved for $9.7 million in TAD funding, tax allocation district funding. This was completed by the Downtown Development Authority. This particular development, the developer is Hutch Development, and what they are doing is called Sandtown Village. It's a mixed-use development that includes 137,000 square feet of commercial space, 74 single-family homes, 299 multifamily units, and about 10 acres of green space, and it's located at opposite the corner of Sandtown Crossing. So that opposite corner across the street from Camp Creek is where it will be located. Oh, and Corray's engaged now.
And she just walked off.
Good choice.
Congratulations.
Yes. But Corray's off the market now. So I mean, he really took off the market. He provided her with 2 rings that she could choose from.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, okay. do
Yeah,
that.
I'll let her give you the details if she wants to after the meeting, but, you know, but
Party.
congratulations to Corey.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
And that concludes my report. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So you said that we have an additional $172,000?
No,
Oh, okay.
you had 70,000 and the city provides you with 101,000 in additional funding.
101.
Yes. For a total of about 171,000.
Okay, thank you, Artie. And the hotel is the Kempton. And,
Okay,
Say the Kempton Open.
just a heads up.
All right.
And you all did an outstanding job. Watching last year and watching this year, it just keeps getting better. So kudos to your team. They did a great job with the award ceremony. Okay, we're going to move on to the committee reports. The Vision Ad Hoc Committee. Any update? We have no report. Okay. The one thing that we have done is we've met with the website people. So what I asked them to do is when there's a meeting to send it to everybody so that everybody can be a part of it, because I didn't want to make any decisions. I said this has to be a group decision, but they have gotten started. I think we've gotten the contract signed, so you should see something within the next couple of days. When they send it to Artie, he's going to send it to everybody.
And then one more thing also, if you look in your folders at the end of your, within your 3-ring binder, you'll see a little chart. This is from the website development. This is that was presented to us during the last meeting. If you can imagine that the top box is the home page for our website, and they've made suggestions of several categories, choose South Fulton, all the way over to About Us, and then there's drop downs of additional pages. Each of these identifies a different page of the website. This is just for you guys' information so that you can see what we've come up with so far. And as Mercedes mentioned, as future meetings are planned, you will be sending an invite out for it. And don't think that it's a great deal. It's going to take a great deal of time. The meetings so far have been anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The last meeting was like 15 minutes. So it would be good if you guys could get online and, participate.
And we're going to send it to everyone so that we don't have to go back and make a lot of changes. The more people that can be involved, then the better. Yes, John?
Sorry, I need you to go back real quick. One question to Artie.
Yes, sir.
On this development near Sandtown. Has they provided us a mock-up drawing for this?
To who?
To us?
No,
They wouldn't.
Are they required to?
no. No.
Yes, Dana?
On that same, didn't those people come to us a while ago? They
No.
didn't come?
This
That's
is a
not the one
different
that was
group.
Catacorner?
No, ma'am.
No.
What's the $9 million going for?
It's infrastructure. They have to build 2 roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
One's going to be off their property. One will be on. One's on Campbellton. They're going to be doing roads on the inside of within the development, which those roads are actually going to be deeded back to the city after the fact because they will be public roads. And they're going to be, it was some other infrastructure, but it's all public infrastructure.
It just sounds very familiar from the previous developer. Did they come back with a different name, change the name of the company?
No, they've been working with the city since 2020.
This went through the Downtown Development Authority?
Yeah. And they went through all they've had all the community meetings. They also had
I haven't heard anything.
they went through the rezonings. They went through the rezonings for the property. And because it hit a certain threshold, they had to do a DRI. And that was completed also, and that was all public record.
We have a question.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
How is it that it went through the Downtown Development Authority instead of us?
Because
Go on, Artie.
because the tax allocation district, the Downtown Development Authority serves as the redevelopment agent for the tax allocation district. So they make the decision what's approved and what's not approved in the tax allocation district. That's why they went through them.
So they do the TADs and we do the tax abatement.
They can actually do tax abatements also. Within the downtown, within the boundaries of the downtown district, which is quite different because on one hand, you don't really want to do a lot of tax abatements within your tax allocation district because one's taking taxes away, but the other is using the future tax revenues to fund infrastructure.
Is that considered downtown, the Sandtown area?
No, it is just the name of
The
the Development Authority.
So is there a map of that, just so we know?
That's why I asked, because
I can provide that to you guys electronically.
Perfect.
Because I had a map drawn up and I had the GIS people to actually identify the parcels because the map was just drawn at first and you didn't know where really the
Right.
boundaries was, even when you blew it up. But I can provide that to you guys.
you know,
Thank you.
one more thing, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't want to belabor this, but this is hitting the nerve because everything about this development is exactly the same as the people that we said no to. From the roundabouts, the number of single-family homes, the number of multifamily homes. Can't tell me this is not the same development. And I just, doesn't sit well with me. And they said they've been meeting since 2020. I live 1.5 miles from here, and I haven't heard anything about it. And it's hitting the nerve.
Well,
Yeah.
they've been around since 2020 and they've been working with the city. They're working with Dr. Rowell. So if there's an issue, you probably want to reach out
Believe
to
that.
her. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the Activities Committee. Do we have any updates?
Yes, we do. Of course, Artie has already talked about the ARPA facade grant, but when we were at the Aerotropolis 10th annual State of Metropolis, we came up with a recommendation. So, in partnership with the Civics Committee, we believe it would be highly beneficial to host a networking event designed to bring together not only our existing local businesses, but also unaffiliated businesses, business owners, developers, corporations, or any other key influencers from our broader networks, including those that this board and other committees are connected to. The goal of this event is to broaden our range of potential partners and stakeholders interested in doing business within the city of South Fulton. Historically, the economic development staff has successfully hosted business after hours networking events, and with their support and guidance, we would like to organize a similar event in the near future. Ideally, this event would be hosted within South Fulton borders. However, if a suitable venue is unavailable, we would propose considering Hateville, Kempton, as an alternative. In terms of timing, we feel that spring, a date between April and June, would be ideal for maximizing participation and impact. Oh, I thought you guys could hear me. Okay. At this time, we are not seeking a vote or any formal action from the board. This is simply a recommendation and an update from the Activities Committee to explore and begin planning this initiative. So that's our update.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Okay, we will move on to the civic engagement.
As far as civic engagement is concerned, John was out of town, but I was able to participate in the toy drive that was done with OND, Old National Merchants Association, City of South Fulton, and the council people for districts 5, 6, and 7 that we had, and it was a very great, turnout. And I just want to say, Phyllis, you did a great job with that, because, she was one of the ones that spearheaded everything. So definitely a great job.
She did.
Thank you. Moving on to the Finance Committee.
There's actually no report at this moment. We're going to schedule time for a meeting in January, but you should have copies of the latest bank statement at the end of your in your books. You'll see two statements. Total in both accounts is about $760,000. And we'll have a report at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to old business, joint meeting with the city council discussion.
Yes, if you guys would refer to your agendas. As you are aware, some months ago, we planned on having a meeting. Excuse me one moment. As you guys remember, the last time that we had a retreat, it was about November of last year. I'm sorry, it was November of 2023. And if you look at the second page behind that particular agenda item, you'll see that I actually went through and I saw that we had accomplished approximately 85% of all of those goals that we identified during that retreat. And it's about time that we, out of all the economic development boards that the South Fulton Development Board, that the Economic Development Department is over, this board is the only board that has not had one in about almost 14 months. And my goal is to have a retreat for you guys, it to be a more challenging retreat to identify goals and objectives. And sometime over the summer or early fall to have all of the economic development boards to participate in one big retreat to identify who does what. Most times when we have retreats here within this department, every board looks at the entire city and that they have to try to be everything to every organization. Well, it's not meant to be that way. The Old National District are going to do certain things. The Downtown Development Authority are going to do certain things, just like for the Tax Allocation District, awarding grants. The South Fulton Development Authority are going to do certain things, tax abatement, and then the Red Oak, and Core Alliance are going to do certain things. We all need to understand what we all are supposed to do, how we all function so that there are no stepping on toes, and at the same time work together more cohesively to become a higher performing organization. So my recommendation to the board is to sometime between now and June to identify a date that we would have a retreat, a time that's good, and I would say I would like to probably nail down 2 or 3 dates, an all-day retreat, and staff will start to work on, setting up that retreat. There's also information within your packet that identifies a lady that I would suggest, I would recommend. She's the lady that has facilitated the retreat for 3 of the 5 economic development organizations that the Economic Development Department is responsible for. She does a really, really good job. And she's, like I said, I don't have any complaints about her. And I just wanted to hear how does the board feel about having a retreat sometime between now and June. And like I said, you guys, the only heavy lifting that you'll have to do is just be present for a full day. And I do, I'm very, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. It will be worth us all getting together. And we're probably going to have it somewhere probably outside of the city of South Fulton so that we're not distracted and that we, have everybody's undivided attention. Yes, Ms. Dana?
Are we planning to invite the council again this year?
The Development Authority Board our Development Authority Board will be invited to participate. It has to be a public meeting because we are all together in a quorum, so it will be advertised. If the city council wants to show up, or if anybody from the public wants to show up, we cannot not allow them to show up.
That wasn't my question, but I knew that. Thank you, though. My question was last year, I believe that they actually got an actual invitation to come to our retreat. and participate in it. That's why we had two council persons show up. And I'm just asking whether or not this year we're going to actually extend or send an email to the council inviting them. Because if we are, I would ask that we don't.
What happened last time with the city manager was here at the time, they told me to copy them. They were not required, they were optionals, but they were not required to be at the meeting. I won't put it out there to the council people, but they will be well aware that a retreat will be happening.
So we're not going to email them or copy them on an email. I guess I'm trying to dial down to get an answer to where I'm trying to go.
They'll still be emailed.
I mean, they'll get what everybody gets, the public
but
gets or
when
whatever, but I think you said last year.
What happens
The
is
council, I mean, not the council, you said the city manager had you do something? The current city manager is not putting that mandate in place, correct? Or
she
you
doesn't
don't
even know that, she doesn't even know we're gonna have a retreat right now.
Okay, all right, so my issue is if they come, or they want to come, they're part of the public, or they see the notice, they come, that's fine, but I would like for us not to actively pursue them to participate, where I'm going with.
What I can say is they weren't actively pursued before.
Let one of them tell they were, that's why I'm just trying to make sure.
Yeah.
They have too many problems going on right now, and I just would like for them not to be at ours.
Understood.
Okay, so
Yes. Feedback, anyone?
I'm I'm very open to we do a retreat. About the facilitator, Terry, she's very good. We just recently did a retreat with Core Alliance with her. Excellent. It went excellent. She's very interactive, and she's very good about getting everybody involved, and it was fantastic. So I think she's a good choice for our retreat. She's a really good choice.
She's different from the last person we had? Okay.
Kim? Mike?
The second part of that, which is I guess the joint meeting or retreat with all the other boards, and that being kind of pushed all the way to fall. I would think, knowing our jurisdiction in regards to the boards, might be something that we want to do before fall, so that we're not at the end of the year finding out what our jurisdiction looks like, as opposed to closer to the beginning of the year. So maybe something in March, even if it's just a joint meeting with the boards or
March for this board?
networking type.
March
No,
for this board?
well, no, for all the boards, the downtown development authority. Like I thought you said that we're looking at a retreat for all of them to define our areas, and so that everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And
Yeah.
it just seems to make more sense to do that earlier than later.
Yeah. Well, the reason for us doing a retreat first is to identify our goals, because all the other boards have their goals, and then collectively meeting together to.
Oh, okay. See, I think I misunderstood. I didn't know that we were going
Oh, so
to be
we're doing
discussing
two.
goals. I thought that we were going to be discussing our areas of, oh, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is your area, this is what that means, and that kind of thing. I didn't know that we were going to go a little bit more in depth and actually sharing our goals and all that with them. I just
Yeah, and then also it is also team building amongst all the boards also. Now, what we can do, if we could get the retreat for us scheduled a lot sooner, before June, we can have the other retreat before the summer. The reason I didn't want to have it during the summer, like right after hours, is because people are traveling, and I didn't want to affect people's summer vacations. That's why it was pushed to the fall. I don't have an issue with either, given enough advance notice, I can.
Yeah, I think if the goal is team building and discussion of goals, that can be done at any time. I think that if the goal was us talking about our jurisdiction, our areas, and what we should and should not be doing and everything else, I think that means that would need to be sooner rather than later, because I think that affects our goals. Because if we're trampling into an area that we're not even supposed to be in, then how do we know, if we, like right now we don't have the map of where we're supposed to be doing. So if that's part of what we're doing, especially like with members of the board that want to purchase property and do certain things. If that's not a part of our area, then we shouldn't include that in our goal strategy. So that's why I'm saying maybe a little bit earlier, identify the goals, and then if we want to do a retreat later on, then that's fine. But maybe just something as simple as a networking event with some maps and some information so that everybody can kind of talk through that part, and then do, the retreat. But that was just my thoughts.
So I have a question. So we're gonna do one retreat with just us, so we can establish our goals.
Yes.
Because all the other boards have goals. And then later on, we're gonna do a retreat with all the boards so that everybody can share their goals.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so it's two different.
Right, no, that part I understood. I just didn't, the first thing he said that when Artie was discussing it is that we were gonna be talking about jurisdiction and what we should do and what we can't do and not overlapping and everything else. And I was saying that it just, to me, logically makes sense to do that first before we even set goals. But
Would we be able to declare our goals that day while we're at the retreat? Or does she have to compile everything together like we did before?
They will be collected on that day. They will not be in a format that will be nice and clean. It usually takes her about 3 to 4 days maybe to collect everything and kick it back out to us. When she's worked with these other boards, whenever they had their retreat on a Thursday, I had the results by Tuesday of the next week. So it's a quick turnaround time.
Okay, so maybe we would be able to do both before the summer.
Yeah. The only issue that I can see in that is that, with high net worth people like Dana and taking an entire day away from work and then a week later taking another full day away from work, there probably would be an issue.
I won't come.
Thank you, Dana.
And there you have
Tell
it.
me how you really feel.
Just joking.
But that's the only thing is that people who have jobs and stuff, it taxes them a lot to come out for a retreat in the first place, but then to come and dedicate another day like immediately, it would be kind of tough.
Yeah, I don't think it should be like a back-to-back in the same month, maybe like 6 weeks apart. Because by the time we get to May, kids will be graduating, everybody be traveling, so.
Let's just say hypothetically, if the group was able to come up with a March date before spring breaks and all that other stuff started, and then again in June, that gives at least a couple of months.
We could do that too.
And then at the same time, you got the weekends, but I'm serious about my weekends. I mean,
You work hard. This is the city of South Fulton. You work hard.
I see Mercedes shaking her head, and
I love y'all,
and
but
then,
Monday
and
through
then if, you
Friday.
get in the fall, then she's in football season. So
Thank you.
Basketball and baseball are next.
So I'm open, and I do understand. I understand what you're saying, Kimberly. As far as I'm open either way. We try, since staff is always participating with all the other boards, we're making sure that they stay in their lanes. But sometimes they don't understand it, and we have to kind of veer them back. I felt that having this retreat amongst all the boards would really open their eyes real time to talk to you and to know exactly what these various organizations do to kind of clear things up. Some people are learners, they can read, they can read it and understand it. Some people actually have to experience it. Retreat is a way to experience it and also
That's a great idea.
to network amongst,
Right.
because we're on the same team here. We're just
Right, it's just to build a rapport and, have that camaraderie and know what, like you said, what each, organization does, what each board does, so we can say, okay, well, we don't do this, but let's go to this person. We don't do this, but let's go to that person. They need to come to us to get this information. So we basically have, that contact across the board for the city.
Yes.
And I agree with Kim. I would like to see it earlier, our retreat, so that we can work on our goals. So if that's March, then so be it. You know.
Because you have South Metro in February.
Yeah.
We're already in the middle of January, so the closest you got is probably March.
So if you guys could provide me with 3 dates
As long as
in
it's not
March.
March 13th.
That's your birthday?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Put that on the calendar.
And you need dates this evening? Are we?
I'd like to have it this evening.
I think we can do that.
Is there a certain day of the week? Monday through Friday, or Friday is
Tuesday-
the better day,
A
Tuesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday would probably be, but not Mondays and definitely not Fridays.
Can we do it with our board meeting?
You can do it at a board meeting, but
Can we do it in lieu of a board meeting?
No, like we did before, we had our retreat, and then we
Oh.
had we just moved the time up for our board meeting.
we can.
That was in March.
So you guys are thinking about the March board meeting?
Well, that's the 4th.
That's the 4th. Mhm.
And that's all according to if the facilitator's available, March 4th. That's a Tuesday.
So,
Mhm.
what?
So you're saying, he's saying do all 3 on Tuesdays in March. You want 3 days, he's saying. Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone have any issues with any of the Tuesdays in March, the first 3 Tuesdays?
I don't.
Not right now.
So that's the
No.
4th, 11th, and the 18th, and the 25th. Correct?
You may want to stay away from 25th as far as spring breaks.
Okay. And then, so that's the 4th, 11th, or the 18th. Any of those work for me.
Any of them work for me?
Me too.
Okay? James,
I'm good.
September?
Any day is good for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take those dates back to her. That would be a all-day thing, and I can get you the details. Like I said, we're looking at having it away from the city of South Fulton. And like I said, we'll bring the details to you, and I'll work with the chairman to solidify everything.
When you, realistically, when do you think you'll get back with us?
Well, by
So
the
that we
next,
can kind of.
well, by the next meeting, you'll definitely know. I'll bring it back to you the next meeting. I would think that over the next week, I'd be able to get a solid date down.
When they get a date down, can they send an invite so everybody will hold that date?
Yeah,
until
we'll do
we get
that.
a place?
Yeah.
Yes, she'll
Okay.
put it out.
I think I'll just put it for the 4th, 11th, and the 18th until I hear from you.
Yeah, that's probably the safest thing.
Yeah.
In addition to that, and this is something that came up and it slipped my mind, a grant, you guys were able to award approximately 21 grants through the American Rescue Plan. An award ceremony was requested for this, for those grants. And I'm recommending that you guys actually facilitate it since the grant came from you guys. You would still have economic development to assist you to put it all together. But I would think that, since the grant has been issued, the big check thing, giving it out, photo ops, I think that would be a great opportunity for the Development Authority to actually, see the recipients, and to actually get out there in front of everyone, in addition to the meeting that, I guess the event, the after-hours event that we're going to put together. I mean, how do y'all feel about that?
I like it. I like it.
I'm okay
That's the
with
entire
counting
board.
months
Yeah,
down
I think that's
September.
good.
Did you have a suggestion in regards to when we could do a ceremony, award ceremony?
We looked at February 6th.
Oh, my. Okay.
We checked all of the calendars, city calendars, as well as the, I guess, our general calendars. And we saw that there was, we looking at probably 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock type program. That would include award of the to the recipients as well as a lunch. But it goes about really fast. After you make the awards, photo op, they eat, network, and then they're gone. So it wouldn't tax you a great deal, and you'd probably just looking at taking an extended lunch on that particular day. The last time that we did it, it took probably right at about 45 minutes for the actual event. And then after that, everybody was, they just kind of hung around, which it was a good time because there was a lot of businesses from around the community that were able to network.
And who would be the invitees to this other than the recipients and the board?
We would just put it out in social media and also with a press release that the event would be happening and whoever showed up, showed up.
Okay.
But even with the recipients themselves, you're looking at 20 individuals, and if they have spouses and if they have others that support them, you're probably looking at a pretty robust group being within this building.
Is that going to be here?
Yes. I wanted to just keep it simple, have it here, as opposed to spending money going outside of this building. And we can have it, like I said, I think it would go well here.
For head count purposes, would you have registration or just kind of blank?
Pretty much whenever people come in, of course, we always get their information so we can put them on our email list. But it's you wouldn't have to pre-register to show up.
It's a flow.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said again, this is February 6th?
Yes,
At
Are-
11?
the suggestion.
Okay. Are we set for 11, or could that be pushed a tad bit later, maybe even 11:30?
We can have it at 11. We can do 11:30. And I think what we did last time, and we had it for 11, but we actually started at 11:30.
Okay.
So
To
we
make
say
sure-
11:30 and we're actually going to start at 12.
That work?
They come in and eat, and then they sit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is everybody good with that? If so, we're going to go ahead and place it on your calendars on tomorrow, and then we were going to go ahead and do the appropriate paperwork through the city to get it on the city calendar, and then of course put a press release together in which we'll have the chair to make a statement, mayor to make a statement, and get it out. And you have any suggestions about anything, let us know. Like I said, economic development staff are going to take care of the busy work in getting everything together, and we can go from there.
Do we need to have a prep meeting prior to the 6th?
Oh, definitely. Well, we'll get back to you on that. We just want to make sure that nothing's changed with the date,
Okay.
and then we'll start to kind of put our pen to paper and kind of get everything together. Yeah, that's what we'll do at this time.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we're going to move on. Now we're on old business. We were on the retreat first, new business. Old business, the joint meeting with the city council discussion.
Yes, you guys are aware that we had the city council requested from Madam Chair and I, when we made a presentation during the fall, that we have joint meetings with them. We've tried that on a couple of occasions. The dates really didn't work out, and we found out that the idea came up is that we would just have a special called joint meeting, which we would only have with the city council, as opposed to having a joint meeting and then having our regular development authority meeting at the same time. That way, we wouldn't have to worry about trying to take care of development authority business. We could just talk to the city council about what they wanted to talk about. I asked you guys on last month what particular items would you like on the agenda? I received no responses whatsoever. So, I wanted to kind of finalize. If you don't have any suggestions, that's fine. But what I have provided in your packet of information is the suggestions of what is in the agenda itself.
No.
Well, it's behind that agenda item. If you look behind that agenda item, behind the it says, at the top of it, it says South Fulton Development Authority and City Council at the top of the page. It's right behind the cover sheet. It says proposed agenda. This is what some of the things that was actually proposed about 4 months ago by city management, I'm assuming from the city council. Some of these things would not apply to the development authority. I'm just giving you an idea of some of those things that they'd like to talk about. Or the city management may want to talk about, just to kind of prime your minds as far as things that you might want to address with them. So do you guys have any suggestions, anything that you would like for me to make note of to include on the agenda?
So will we be basically making a presentation to them?
I would say no, we would not. I don't see that out of all of these things that there's anything that we would make a presentation on. And this is verbatim. I didn't even type it. This came from the city management to myself. And when we were thinking about an agenda, and I've talked to the city management about some of these things may or may not be appropriate or things that the development authority even deals with. That's why I wanted to have that big economic development retreat, because there's some things that the city council might talk about that should be addressed by the Old National District.
Yes.
Based on this proposal, is this inclusive of the land and purchases that they've made? What plans they have for that?
That might be a question that you want to ask them.
Email that to Art.
Yeah, any suggestions that you have, please feel free to provide it to me. But what I'm going to do with the information that you provide to me is I'm going to go back to city management and I'm going to ask them, I'm going to try to find a date that they would like to have this special called joint meeting, to get 2 or 3 dates and to make sure that, the development authority is available for that meeting. I would think that the meeting would not take more than a couple of hours, just like our regular development authority meetings, but it would be a special call meeting just to talk about what both groups want to talk about, not handle any business that the development authority has.
What are the non-development nodes?
Yeah, what is that?
The non-development nodes is something that was done, it's in if you go to the city website, and it's the Strategic Economic Development Plan for the city of South Fulton. It was completed in 2020. It's somewhat obsolete at this point. Usually, the comprehensive plan is the foundation document for your economic development strategic plan. Since we're redoing the comprehensive plan right now, it should be done by June and hopefully adopted before October. I'm looking at having a new strategic economic development plan completed at that time. That's after all the retreats have been done, after the comprehensive plan has been redone, then to have a fresh economic development plan to do this. But if you go on the website under the economic development tab, you can go to the economic development strategic plan, which it talks about the economic development nodes, which is areas where certain projects should come to fruition. The document, in my opinion, is somewhat loose in that it doesn't go into the detail that you would typically want to see in an economic development plan. But it probably made sense at the time because this is a brand-new city. You know, the city was just formed in 2017, and in 2020, they're doing an economic development strategic plan. I'm quite sure that the first comprehensive plan was probably completed just before that, you know, a couple of years before that, so. But these documents need to be updated often. And the comprehensive plan, like I said, is being redone now, so it's a great time for you to refer back to it. I have a printed copy on my desk. Anytime the development comes to town that I found out about, I always look back through the economic development strategic plan to see, is this supposed to be happening in this area? And, you know, most times, I would say 9 out of 10 chances, the economic development plan doesn't have anything to do with the project that's coming online. Yes, ma'am.
No, Kim's first.
Ms. Kim?
Oh, okay. Well, then, is it possible to make a suggestion then, since we don't actually know what that really is, to remove that from the agenda and instead replace it with either our mission statement or our vision, as opposed to having a discussion about the 9 nodes? And if we want to discuss that under our mission and what our goals are, because the first thing that the city council has is vision for economic development. Well, I would think for us, our first thing that we want to discuss would be our mission for the development authority, so that we start there and then we kind of move into the things that we have done and things that we have achieved. And if we're going to end with future goals, then it kind of flows a little bit better.
That'd be no problem.
Absolutely. It bounces off of what their section A is the vision. So then our section A needs to be our mission. That makes sense.
Dana?
He's writing, so I don't want to, go ahead and write.
Okay.
Because they said a lot, so, so,
And you're going to be in charge when we have the joint meeting.
yeah, I better be glad we're being recorded. So what I want to say is I don't have anything to add or take away from the agenda. I'm fine with whatever you guys say, but I do think that there needs to be a path forward or a mechanism where we know what developments they're looking at or they've been approached by, and likewise for us, just like you said, you had to figure out which ones, and you know, I think that when people come in front of us, we always ask the same questions. Well, have you talked to the council person? Have you done this and where you are? Because we're trying to figure it out. And I feel like there should be some discussion about how we can operate, you know, separately, but kind of know, you know, what's going on. If we know that you want to have this development or that you've been talking to them or whatever, when they come in front of us, we need to have some information before that. I don't know the terminology, the nice little way to put it on the agenda. I just think that we need to have a plan, a discussion, and then develop a plan for that going forward so that we're all on the same page and we're not having to try to figure out what they're working on or what they want us to, you know, support or not or whatever, because we keep trying to figure that out. And, you know, some stuff goes to zoning, some issues, they go to the council directly, and then all these things, and then when it's money time, they come to us. And then I heard earlier they may go to downtown district. So I just think that we need to have a document or something where we kind of know the flow chart where it goes, and so we can be in the loop of what they're doing and they're in the loop of what we're doing. So how you word that on there, I don't really know, but you got a lot of wordsmiths here. I'm sure they can figure that out.
My-
Something that says bridging the gap.
See?
Because there's a
See,
gap
look
of
at you down there.
information.
Look at UGA. Look at that.
Bridging the gap, you know, ways to increase communication between the authorities, not just us, but all of the authorities.
Right.
And that may be just a brainstorming session.
Could I
I like
offer
that.
something?
Yes.
Since we're waiting on a comprehensive plan, in my mind, I'm thinking, before we meet with them to discuss any of this, I think we need to have the comprehensive plan done so we can all look at it and figure out where we're going, and then we can come together to work everything out from there. Because without the comprehensive plan, a lot of what we do doesn't make sense from way I understand the comprehensive plan is done, because the 9 nodes and all that kind of stuff play into that. So knowing what the plan is, and then we meet with them to discuss whatever their goals are, how do we facilitate different things for them in ways of getting it all done.
But do we anticipate the comprehensive plan will be done anytime soon? I thought it was a long, drawn-out process, so therefore we may not get it till next year this time. Who said June?
Well, the
So
draft,
he's saying June, and that probably means January next year,
But that's
when they're gonna be
I just
the
had-
finalized.
initial draft is June,
yeah, the
right?
initial draft is June. I just had a meeting with them 2 days ago. The initial draft is June. They want to have it adopted by October.
So give them, so giving time for extensions, I'm still thinking that it's not gonna be finalized till
Yeah.
the end of the year.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that that's if we were going to have it after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't suggest that we have it after the fact. Thing is that these are going to be joint meetings that we can have, every 3 months, they can be every 6 months, they can be, once a year. I feel that the city management is driving that we have this. I believe that the city management is driving that we have a joint meeting as the city council has requested as soon as possible. A special, like I said, a special called meeting. If you guys, I'm open to whatever suggestions that you might have. Maybe if we did meet with them, we can kind of figure out what is it that, they want to accomplish.
Well, but here's the problem though, Artie, we had 2 dates and they didn't show up either day. But they're driving this though, so we're the passengers on the bus, so, I mean, so they want us to have these meetings frequently or on some standardized, schedule, and that's great, but show up. I mean, we rescheduled it and then the next time it didn't happen, so we are doing our part, but they're not. So I hear what you're saying. It sounds like now it's like they want to push this and they want to do it. Is
Question,
Can we,
just a quick question. Do they have these meetings with all the different boards?
No.
Or, okay. Yes,
I think
John?
it is an election year, so that might be the precursor to the reason for all of that. I digress.
Regardless of the reason,
Right.
council people ask for a meeting, so all we have to do is have a joint meeting.
Am I on? Yeah, okay. I think we still should have a meeting with them jointly, as James suggested, also as a precursor to all of this, simply to get an idea of the communication that we need to have moving forward after we come to this new agenda here. So if we can get just an idea of what their thoughts are and why they're doing what they're doing, we can build on it and move forward. So I
almost,
think we need to have one as soon as possible.
almost as like Dana talked about, build a flow chart. We need to build that flow chart first.
Yeah.
So we know everybody knows what their role is and how we get information, how we give them information, how they give us information, how it all works out. So then we can work the rest of this on this paper.
Right.
Let's get a flow chart done, because a lot is happening in the city that I'm pretty sure we don't know what's going on. They're handling everything. And it suddenly shows up in our lap, and we're sitting there like, what? What is this?
So with that said, I know we need to do it at the earliest, but it sounds like something that we should do after all the authorities meet together. That
It-
you
it
have
does-
a one-on-one more than we do. So
Right.
you tell us your thoughts.
It does make sense. They're unaware of all these retreats. They're aware of pretty much majority of what I said tonight as far as the retreats. They don't know that we're having a retreat. They don't know that I'm going to get all the economic development organizations together. I just try to push forward and, like I said, get it done. They just want to have a meeting. It does make sense for us to that would be a good conversation if we were to get together with them for the initial meeting and let them know, this is what this is what we're doing in the near future. This is what we're going to do with the economic development organizations. That would be something for us to probably, our next meeting, to get together after we've met, together, so we can let them know that all the organizations, this is what we're doing, and let them know that something that we want to do is we want to do a new economic development strategy, which is going to be a major dollar item, which it would be good to have those conversations so that whenever the new budget is coming up, I can request however much money to do that new economic development strategic plan.
know when they have a date. I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything they want to discuss.
So we're going to wait for them to provide us a date.
I'm asking them for several dates, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share that with you guys. And it probably won't be in the next meeting because it'll probably be too late and dates close up. So I'll put it out via email to see who's available to participate. I feel that it'll probably be an evening meeting so that everyone can possibly be available, as opposed to during the daytime. But I will share that information when I get it.
So this particular meeting could be the meeting, right? I mean, we could have this meeting and let that be it for the year, possible?
Yes?
Okay, I like that.
Thank you all. The update on the South Fulton Development website, I think we've already discussed that. And Artie's already given us the information that they've given us so far. Again, he is going to invite everyone to the meetings. The meetings are by Teams or Zoom, so please feel free to join in. If nothing else, just to listen so you know what's going on. As he said, they only last about 30 minutes. But it's better to have your input as the process is going along than to wait until we get to the end and then somebody wants to make a major change. Yes, Artie.
Yes, and then also, please look in your, under that agenda item, they provided a narrative for us. If you would read through that narrative, it really opened my eyes to what they're looking at as far as this website. It's kind of, it's inspiring. I mean, our website is going to be, well, the South Fulton Development Authority's website is going to be second to none. And I think that it provides a lot of flexibility in the future for being able to be molded and, I would say, adjusted as we continue to grow. Projects are going to become more complex. We're going to become more knowledgeable of the different types of programs and ways that we can, assist businesses. And I think the website is a way for us to, have a bigger outreach.
And it makes us an expert at our website. So.
Yes.
Any further discussions or questions? Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am?
I do. The information for the website will have to be updated probably like once a month. And the information that I think that they're looking to put on the website, will they have some type of tie into the city website or the city communications? Because a lot of information, I believe, that will go in there will probably mimic some of what the city is doing. Maybe, maybe not.
Yes, I would think that the information that we have on our website, the website is being developed right now. I'm going to provide that information to make sure that one website isn't saying one thing and the other website saying another. There's going to be a link from the city website for the South Fulton Development Authority, which is going to pull them to this website. But at the same time, if the demographics on the website that's being developed now doesn't match the demographics of what the city has, that's kind of sloppy. So we want to make sure and have all that cleaned up. There was some information that was shared today during the department head meeting, which I talked with the public affairs director, and I had him to change that, we were, considered the economic development department, not the name that they had for it, like a Collab South or something like that.
Yeah,
that's not something that we've used.
Yeah, still
That was still on the website. I didn't even know it was still on the website. But you had to really search for it. And that's something that Public Affairs is working on right now. So, yes, we are working to try to have that information to be accurate on both websites, and there will be linkage between the two so that it's not just standing alone.
And that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. We are moving on to the Cedar Grove Village Inducement Resolution.
We'll turn the time over to Isaac, and I will Let you
I
use the
think you need a
microphone.
mic.
This is just an inducement resolution. We will come back to the board for the full board bond resolution, but this is just I don't think Mr. Harrison is here today, and he's not on video, I don't think, but this concerns the acquisition, construction, installation, and equipping of a mixed-use project consisting of 430 multifamily residential rental housing units and approximately 35,000 square feet of mixed-use and commercial space. The project also includes single-family, but the single-family component will not be a part of the abatement, and that portion will not be transferred or will not be conveyed to the Development Authority. The estimated expenditures for the project are approximately $300 million. The project will be located in the city of South Fulton at the intersection of South Fulton Parkway and Cedar Grove Road. This is just an inducement resolution. We still have to work through some details with the developer, and we anticipate that the bond resolution will come back to the board at either the February or March meeting. And so we'll bring that back to this board for consideration.
Are there any questions?
I have a question. So, the single-family residences will not be included, will the townhomes be included as well, or not?
No,
Okay, so. Okay.
only the multifamily and commercial.
Okay.
No further questions? We will keep me. Thank you, Isaac.
Bless you.
We will move on to the, bless you, to the upcoming training and seminars.
Thank you.
Oh, we probably should take a vote.
Yeah,
for, Cedar Grove.
I make a motion to approve the inducement resolution.
I second.
It's been motion and second. Are there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna talk about the upcoming training and seminars. All righty.
You guys have what I have for you is a listing of the next Georgia Academy event that's going on, as well as what I have in front of you is a listing of the next Georgia Academy event that's going on locally, as well as the South Metro Development Outlook Conference that's going on at the beginning of February. If you have not already reached out to Nayla or myself expressing interest with the South Metro Development Outlook, please do so as soon as possible because we're about to finalize the purchasing of tickets. As far as the next training that's coming up with the Georgia Academy, I believe it's Housing 201. That date is also there. If you are interested in participating in that, let Nayla know, and we will go ahead and reserve you a seat for that particular event also. Are there any questions?
That date is in our package.
Yes.
Towards the back.
I already
Towards the
have a
back.
sponsorship.
It's in the back.
Uh-huh.
That conference for the South Metro Development, they sell out fast. So please let her know so that if you would be attending, she can get your ticket.
Yeah, and if you look at your agenda, just the agenda page in the front, it also has the same dates, the same information. The Metro Development Outlook is Wednesday, February 19th at 7:45 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the Georgia Academy is going to be held on February 20th from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All I ask is if you sign up, please show up because we don't get a refund.
Okay, before we go into executive session, is Teresa around?
Yeah.
Put your shoes on and come on. we want you to present, I've read it, it's beautiful. Can you tell the board about your annual report? It's very, very nice. Great job.
Well, Happy New Year to everybody. The annual report, we designed our strategic plan this year. We started quite a few new initiatives such as Women in Construction, the collaboration with the Small Business Development Series, Source South Fulton, as well as we hosted almost 10 ribbon cuttings this year in the Old National District, which was huge with our programming as we focus more on a local first initiative. So all of our initiatives with community engagement, business resources, and support was centered around our local first initiative. So we just wanted to point out some of the highlights, some of the business spotlights, most of all, our marketing initiatives outreach. We are almost at 1K followers on Instagram and Facebook. So we're hosting a growing local campaign where we will sponsor a ad in the Go See and Do Atlanta magazine for any business in the city of South Fulton that would like to participate, that will help us reach more than 1K followers on Instagram and Facebook. So again, we have these initiatives, but one of the biggest reasons why we did this report is to get more community input. So we don't want for the board alone to come up with the ideas. We would like for people to work with our task force. So you'll see information on how to participate in the task force. We will host those monthly starting in February. Our Old National District Board meetings, you'll see information about the new board, the 2025 members that are headed up by your very own Ms. Phyllis Minter as our chairperson again this year. You also will see our calendar of events. We would like to stay more towards business first initiatives, community engagement. So we're wanting to hopefully stick to that calendar of events for this year so that we can have more boots to the ground on supporting the 300 plus businesses that are located on Old National just in the city of South Fulton alone. We want to give a bigger outreach and, just encourage more community pride. This year's theme is local first, always forward. So you'll see a lot of our marketing initiatives going towards that theme. And again, if you have any ideas or know anybody that should be or would like to be a part of the initiatives with Old National District, you'll have the QR code where you can do a feedback survey and also join our task force committees. So if no one has any other questions, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome job. Thank you.
And one thing also is that I told Ms. Teresa, I said, she showed us up this year. We are looking to actually do an economic development update, an annual report that would include all of the economic development organizations. So, get ready. We're going to be taking some pictures. We're going to keep up to date information so that we can show the accomplishments of all of our economic development organizations and have something that can be available online as well as in hard format. But Teresa put in a lot of hard work with the OND, and I wanted to make sure and acknowledge her. She's really been kind of the backbone for this organization, the Economic Development Department, even when I wasn't here. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Okay, if there's nothing further on the agenda, I would like for someone to make a motion for executive session. As we enter executive session, we're going to have to give the audio people about 15 minutes to get their equipment, and then we'll get started.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are going into executive session, and we will give you an opportunity to break your equipment down. Thank you. So we'll start at 7:35. That give y'all enough time?
Oh, that is beautiful. Stacy gave it to you. You sure? Oh, it smells good. Let me smell it. smells good.
I like
Okay.
Anything you saw out there, that's what I thought. I was like,
I didn't, they haven't even. I'll take it out.
I think that's,
But I think that's what. But see, you had to do that. You had to say it. You had to say your bag.
that was the first thing you gonna ask me. I said, I was like, okay. Because in my mind, I said,
No, you didn't lie. You said it's coming. No, you said it's coming. I said 3 months, right?